Hello there, and welcome to our little quick session tonight. A little dose of success badassery. Now, I'm going to run, this is the first time I'm actually running it off my business page, and I'm hopefully going to be able to feed this into our group. So, if that doesn't work, I'm going to go straight into our group, because remember, I've been talking about just creating more space for us badasses. So let me see. Oh, I can share this. That's kind of exciting. All right, cool. So obviously, whoever is on our business page or following my business page or in our group is obviously going to be a like-minded badass, and that is really important, and that's what I'm really wanting to do, because I really want to give you guys more space to be vulnerable. So bear with me, and then we can build a bit of an audience, and maybe I'll give myself a wacky little outfit. They're kind of cool. Okay. If you do decide to come on, let me know where you're tuning in from. It'd be awesome to have you live chit-chatting to me. Okay, cool. I wonder, let me see. I don't know which button it was, but I know that there are some cool little outfits you can give yourself. I love it. While we're spreading the word and waiting for people to hang out, should be a really good time. I'm gonna look. Let's see, what have we got? What is this? Oh, this is the love. Oh yeah, there you go. I do like this one. I did that the other day, even though I feel like it doesn't match my it doesn't match my pants. Oh, that's kind of spacey. That's pretty. Black and white. All right, so who's gonna join it? If not, I'm literally gonna chat to you and record this for later, and obviously you can watch it later. Today's conversation is about how to stop yourself from burning out. It's really important that you do this, and I've written a blog about it. I'm not sure if you read the blog, but I kind of feel like it's really good if we just going to talk about it in real life and get you guys to participate, ask any questions. Obviously, kind of like tick the box if you've been there and done that and got the t-shirt. Okay, coolios. So, yeah, we're good. We're live. Okay, fair enough. So here's what I spoke about, and I want to see that I make sure I can see the comments. So bear with me. I kind of like this. Hang on. If you're there, you let me know. Live viewers. Okay. I need to make sure I can see your comments. Swipe only. Oh, technical other things. How pretty does that look? I love it. Not modest at all, right? Or maybe just a little bit modest. Okay, anyway, let's get into it. So, how to stop yourself from burning out in your business. We're badass hustlers. We're born to like strive to make the impossible possible, because we decide so. We create our own rules. We decide that it's okay to dominate and have it all on your own terms or on our terms. And that means there comes a certain responsibility, a certain level of, striving and pushing and working hard and doing. And let's face it, if you think about how much there is to do every single day, there is a lot that you can do, right? There's like content to write, for paid programs, for free stuff. There's like blogs to write, articles to write. There's like Facebook lives to do. There's like collaborations and connections and relationships to build and visibility to work on and clients to coach and your admin and finances to take care of. So there's a lot that you can do, right? And a lot that you should be doing. And I kind of feel like I've adopted this mantra that I give myself permission to know that there's nothing that I have to do, but there's always something that I can do. But yet I know myself that I sometimes can be a very black and white person, hence is quite a like fits in with being black and white. And maybe perhaps you're the same. So being black and white, meaning you kind of like all in, nothing at all. Like, you're really good at taking lots of action, and then you're finding ways to like self-sabotage yourself. You're feeling like you're pushing and, you know, you're striving and you're achieving, and then for some reason you just like back off a little bit, or you burn out, and, you know, you feel overwhelmed, or you feel stressed, or you're not perhaps seeing the level of results that you would like to, and you get frustrated, or life happens, or something throws you a curveball, and you're just kind of fed up. Like, you get to the point where you're really frustrated, and you get to the point where it's like, oh, it feels like a stop and start, like taking 1 foot forward and 2 foot back. If you've ever done that, then, you know, you should give me like a thumbs up and let me know that you're, you know, you're just a unicorn, right? Like a unicorn and a human. Like, you're a unicorn, you're a unicorn, but human at the same time. And I've done a lot of work around coming, you know, to a place of allowing myself to strive and to work hard, but not actually work hard, and actually come from a place of ease and grace and flow, and be really chilled about it, even though the amount of work I've got to do, hey Linda, the amount of work I've got to do is not less. It isn't any less, but there's just a different energy. And actually my man just commended me on that. He said, like, you're pretty chilled. You're not so like, oh my God, I've got all these crazy things to do. And he's like, it's really nice to hear. He's like, I can hear there's like a level of like excitement, and there's a level of like, obviously you're doing stuff, you're doing lots of things, but you're really cool, calm, and centered and grounded, like cool as a cucumber, even though these are not the words that he used. So that's just my words. And I just realized that, you know, like sometimes we actually need to take a step back for us to like reflect and review, and kind of go within and kind of go, fuck me, like honestly, if I'm just like pushing, I'm working for the sake of working, it actually is not going to get me very far in the long run. And therefore I really want you to think about that in your own space, in your own world. And when I give you like 3 things or 3 reasons, I suppose, why it's really good to actually, you know, pull back at times. Because you will know when you're not in flow. You know when you're not in flow, right? Kind of like a little rhyme. But you'll know because when you're in flow, you know, things just pour out of you. Content just pours out of you. Your energy is just like, yay, like it's exciting, it's engaging, it's inspiration, it's motivating, it's all of that, and it feels easy, and it feels fun, and it feels exciting. You know, I've just come off a call with someone, and literally she was like, oh my God, like your energy is so like powerful. And I was like, thank you. And yes, I'm very excited. I love this shit. I can talk about this all day, and I'm really helpful, like really grateful that I can get to serve you, and I get to help you have your own breakthroughs, and that really excites me even more. And then I was like, right, I'm going to do like another little Facebook Live and share some really cool shit with you guys, just because I'm in the flow. But if I decided that I didn't feel like it, if I decided that, oh my God, I'm kind of like a bit brain foggy, then I would ask myself, well, am I just being lazy and I'm just kind of like giving into like self-sabotage, or do I actually just need to pull back because I've had a big day of coaching today, right? You will find out, you will know if you trust your intuition. So over time, really, it's about like balancing out when to like put the pedal to the metal, and when to actually pull back and take a breathing space and give yourself a break. Over time, you'll get really good at it. Over time, you'll really get a great sense of, you know, tuning in and knowing, you know what, I'm just kind of being a bit of a slack ass, and I'm meant to be a badass, so I'm going to actually step up to the plate. Or it could be, do you know what, like actually I'm completely forcing myself, and I'm feeling really frustrated and overwhelmed, and I can't even think of any fucking content to share, and I just feel so deflated, or whatever feeling, and you'll be like, Because if you then force yourself to do the work, to be honest with you, it is not actually going to get the results that you want, because it's coming from a total different space of energy, and not the, you know, not the energy that you want, not the aligned space, not the flow space, not the really deep inspirational space, but more like a kind of like ticking another thing off your list kind of space or energy, right? And it shouldn't be about that. It shouldn't be about just like ticking things off and be like, yay, I've had a good day because I've like ticked off a lot of things. It should be a real, like a fulfilling, like an energy of like, my God, like I really like made an impact today. Like I've changed people's lives. Or at least I've like, you know, put my message out there and I feel so excited about that. Or whatever, opportunities come up or interests come up or you're working on a program, whatever, like you'll know, right? So it's really important not to force yourself when you get into that space. And like I said, there's 3 reasons why it could be actually very crucial for you to take a moment to stop and breathe and be, okay? So reason number 1, if you constantly work, right, and do, then I think we kind of get sometimes kind of lost in that rat race of just doing, and like I said, kind of feeling like a machine, you know what I mean, metaphorically speaking, of just like working through our like million things to do, right? Working through a list of million things to do. And that isn't really what you're here to do, okay? If you give yourself permission to actually pause, it actually allows you to connect back to the bigger purpose, to, you know, the vision that you're looking to create, the legacy that you're here to create, to leave behind. And I really ought you to think about this. I really feel that it's really good to be like caught up in the hustle and take lots of intentional hustle and do lots of intentional hustle, take lots of intentional action, which is another topic altogether. But really give yourself space to just reconnect to yourself and reconnect to your bigger purpose so that you don't lose sight. And it can be also very, very purposeful and very useful if you're kind of feeling a bit overwhelmed anyway. Like if you're feeling a bit, I don't know, down in the dumps, so you've lost your mojo a little bit, or you're just kind of like feeling frustrated, or you've just had like a shitty moment or a shitty day or a shitty experience and a shitty something, and you're kind of like, is this all really making sense? Is this really worth it? Am I really here? Like, am I going to be able to do this? Or is my day going to come? Like, when is it all going to magically become easier? Like, when are these clients that are going to come like knocking on my door wanting to buy my programs and want to work with me and, you know, pay me for my services? Or I'm going to get that big break with my book or whatever it is. When you feeling like that, it's really cool to pull back and just connect and take, you know, pen to paper. I always have a pen. Actually, I'm just advertising for my man's company. I'm doing some free advertising. No, I'm not getting paid for that. And it was actually totally unintentional. But it's really important that you do connect back and just sort of remind yourself of why you actually decided to get in business. Like, I would say it's about, you know, you playing to your own rules, giving yourself permission to create your own rules, that you're here because you're to, you know, to help others, to serve others, to, you know, make an impact, to help change people's lives, to contribute, to get to live your own lifestyle. You know what I mean? Like, I always talk about creating a life of fun, freedom, and unlimited funds. And every time I get back to that, I'm like sweet as a nut. Like, I'm like, yes, I'm like back into the swing of things. I'm so connected to what it is really about. Okay, so that's very handy. So, and that's like one reason that it could be a really good sign for you to actually pull back. Okay, reason number 2, and this is not like some spiritual hoo-ha, even though I'm really embracing my spiritual side of me, and this is something like I'm awakening to, and not in a like a totally hippie, crazy, whatever kind of way. I feel like there's so many different facets and acids, or, you know, faces or like facets to spirituality. And for me, a lot is to do with energies, right? And you don't even have to be really spiritual to get this, but you need to understand that there's 2 energies within you. There's like masculine and feminine energy. And, you know, masculine energy is all about doing, right? And taking action. It's also like the right hand side of your body. So if you ever find you're getting some pain on the right hand side of your body, I used to get always a lot of pain in my right side of my traps, which was like a sign telling me I'm pushing too much. And then obviously you've got your feminine energy, which is all about, I guess, like a queen badass archetype, or like a queen archetype. I call it the queen badass archetype, which is all about, you know, sitting on her throne, opening our hands to receive. So if you're metaphorically using your hands because you're doing, then the universe can't actually send you what you truly desire because you can't even bloody open your hands to receive. All right, so this is metaphorically speaking, but you get the gist of it. So if you're constantly pushing, forcing, you can't actually receive. Like, you're not making room, you're not creating space to let the deliveries arrive for you to go, thank you, hallelujah, thank you, universe, right? So it's really important that you do that. You ought to stop. You really need to think about creating some space to stop, to balance out your masculine and feminine energy, which is also really important for like your relationships and other things, that you can't always just be in your masculine energy. I know certainly for a long time I was just channeling, being very like, I feel like my masculine state of being a badass comes really natural, being a personal trainer. And from the moment I like stepped into my own business and hustle, and like hustle is kind of like my second name, so there's a lot of things that come very natural to me, and I had to learn to really surrender into my feminine energy, which is really important for your relationships, by the way. So it's not serving you just to be in that one type of energy, but you really need to balance out the both, because at the end of the day, you're a beautiful, badass queen who deserves everything that she truly desires. And if you're not giving yourself space to receive, then you need to change that. Okay. Also, though, creativity, right, stems from your feminine side, right, from your feminine energy. So I like pulling back. I like to pause and reflect and to connect with myself, because even like a walk out in nature, or for me going out for like doing a workout, or reading a book, or whatever it is, something that really like makes your soul sing and it's fun for you to do and gets you to like rest and rejuvenate and connect to yourself, is also allowing for like new creative spurts of energy. And you've probably been there and done that too. Like, you've completely like switched off and you're in a moment where you're completely carefree, you're just enjoying the moment, you're having a good time. Maybe you're like out in the park or having a barbecue with some friends, or you're at an event somewhere, or at like watching a band, or listening to, I don't know, a musical, or I don't know, doing something fun, recreational, right? And it might just be like a conversation. There might have been something that you see, something that triggered, something that you hear, or a conversation that you're having with someone, and you're like, oh my God, light bulb moment. And it's often that, like, I get sparked by conversations with other people, and we talk about stuff that I'm like, oh, it's something to ponder about. And that's really like makes me really curious, and I kind of think about it and spend time journeying about it. And then I'm like, oh, I wonder if that's something that my tribe would really like. And so here I come up for like new content. Okay, so you probably get that, right? And the third reason why it's really important for you to step back is really to give yourself time to do the inner work, right? You'll hear me say this 1,000 times and 1,000 times more, that success is not about how much you do. It is all about who you are. And if you're too busy doing and working on your business or in your business, but not enough on yourself, it's going to become a really like a struggle. It's going to become a real hard road to success, and I would guarantee that it's going to cost you more money, more time, more energy, more sacrifice, more mistakes that you need to make, more pain that you probably need to suffer, and you may never actually get to truly where you want to go, or it could take you a long time to get there, or you might not even maintain it, because perhaps your blueprint is actually designed that you're not actually worth hitting more like a bigger income that your like current upper level, for example, that your blueprint decides, right? So there's lots of things that you need to kind of like figure out internally in order to create the results in your external world, right? So taking time off, and I'm not saying like a whole week, I'm not even saying like a whole day if you don't want to, but it could just be like scheduling like an hour too. It could just be like taking half an hour. It could be a day. It could be a couple of days. It could be a weekend. It could be whatever, like you will know. It's whatever you need to get back to where you need to go, to be completely back in flow, right? But you mustn't forget that really success is about obviously who you are. So taking a break means you give yourself permission to do like a what I call like an inner systems upgrade, or even like a reboot. Sometimes it's like completely scratching what you think you should be doing and giving yourself permission to recreate it, like recreate your own rules, like recreate your things that you should be doing every day. Maybe you're so caught up with like stacking things on things on things on things that you think you should be doing every day, that maybe you just like completely tear it up, throw it away, and ask yourself, like, if I could just do the things that I truly love doing in my business, what would it be? Or like, what is like my absolute non-negotiable that I feel is actually the thing that matters? Like for me, I've decided like my non-negotiables are market and money, and that needs to get done, and everything else is almost like a bonus, right? And there's going to be days where I get like lots of content done, and then are days where I do lots of coaching, so less content gets done, you know, and I'll create different habits of doing other bits and pieces that obviously serve me in terms of like visibility and, you know, all of the other bits and pieces. But all of that doesn't matter if I don't make the space to do the mindset work, if I don't make the time to work on myself, if I don't, you know, really dig deep on like my money stories, my self-worth stories, whatever it is. Like there's so much that you can work on, and there's so many things that you can actually do when it comes like a mindset practice, from like journaling to like visualizations to meditation to breath work, to healing work to spiritual type work, tapping. I love tapping, actually, something that I've been experimenting with. Yeah, like there's so much that you can do, and again, it's about finding your own rhythm. But the key message is that you got to make time to do some of that. And if you did nothing but at least journal every day and make that your new negotiable, that is just going to already move you forward in more ways than you can imagine, because you get to literally hold a pen to write and rewrite your reality. It's really as simple as that. Understand that everything you do, everything is a choice. So you get to choose your reality. You get to like hold that pen and rewrite your reality every single day. You get to like, you know, empower yourself with really empowering beliefs or I am statements. You get to like, you know, take a good hard look at what's beneath all the self-sabotage, what's all beneath like what's beneath the not playing like big or playing small, the like digging really deep into the fears and then choosing to surrender and let it go and just trust the universe. And you know, there's so much, and I honestly love that. And I was talking to, obviously, like I said, just had a conversation about how much inner work we do, and I was like, sometimes I feel like I want to do, like, I could do it all day almost. Like, I love it. And I sometimes literally spend 2-3 hours a day. And I'm not saying I do that every day, because time, I have other things to do, and time always won't allow for it. But sometimes it's like a 10-minute session. Like, it's like, right, if I only have 5 or 10 minutes right now, like, what can I talk about, or what do I need to focus on, or what's the intention that I want to set for the day, or what is something that I want to call in or manifest, or if I'm like in launch mode, it might be something about attracting my soulmate clients or delivering exactly the content that I'm meant to speak to my, you know, to my ideal tribe clients' heart and their desires. And just the rest is like learning how to detach from the outcome, learning how to detach from the how, and really letting go of that need for control. Okay, so if that is making sense, give me some thumbs up. If you're loving my little flowery look, you can give me some love if you like it. I kind of think it's pretty. So yes, so with that in mind, that's pretty much it for today. I'm just gonna shift. I did a big session today, sorry. So I'm a bit sore in my booty. But yeah, that's about it. So really it's about understanding that if you don't want to burn out in your business, it's really about giving yourself permission to take a step back, letting your intuition guide you, and let your gut feeling, your internal barometer, tell you when it's time to actually flick the switch and just pull back instead of push and force, and figure out what it is you need in order to, you know, prepare yourself for even bigger and brighter things. So, you know, it could well be doing all this inner system upgrade, or doing a reboot, or doing some work on you, because you're actually preparing for like a next level up challenge in your business. And that's really exciting, even though it probably feels a bit scary at the time. But again, it's meant to be. If it wasn't, you wouldn't be in this business. You wouldn't. You would just go back to a job, aka a job, 9 to 5, in a secure, happy little world, and you wouldn't be here. You wouldn't be tuning in. This wouldn't absolutely make any sense to you. Okay. So with that in mind, I hope this really serves you. If you think there's some good golden nuggets in there, or some black and white nuggets, or some badassery that some of your friends, families, and colleagues and business colleagues and your tribe could benefit from, then make sure that you tag them. So you can actually share the video because we're in a group, but you can add them into a group. So go to the top right corner, add their names, and invite them into a group. If this video happens to come up in any of the other groups, then of course tag people into this section and let them watch it. Apart from that, the other thing I will tell you is that we are getting ready to launch my private one-on-one 12-week mentoring program called Purpose, Power, Paycheck, which is literally bearing all of what I do or what I've done to create an online badass business, from all the strategies, how to really, take your passion, your purpose, and monetize it into a big ass paycheck. It's teaching you the strategies of how to position yourself, how to build a brand, being you. So there's a level of strategies, actually a lot of strategies, but also enough mindset, success mindset, coaching and teaching that you need to actually have the breakthroughs to give yourself permission to really cultivate, what I call like a confidence and success mindset that really gives you that feeling, that attitude that I'm like, have like an unfuckwithable mindset, like unstoppable. And let's face it, who doesn't want to feel like that, right? So if that is of, interest to you, if you're curious to know more about the ins and outs and you want to chat to me, then by all means, just comment below, like hashtag PPP. Obviously you don't have to write it out, Purpose, Power, Paycheck, but just like a triple P or hashtag. And then I'll know and I'll contact you and we can have a conversation privately to see if that's something that totally aligns with where you're at in your business. Apart from that, happy sharing. Have an amazing rest of the night or day or morning, wherever you are in the world. Mwah, sending you lots of love. Thank you for hanging out with me and watching at my crazy little outfit today. And remember that you definitely deserve the confidence to dominate and have it all. Hashtag no fuck given.